got the headphones. You got to hear yourself.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm the only one who gets the headphones on my podcast.
I don't want to hear myself in your fucking.
Yeah, in my dirty,
good.
my dirty little gutter podcast.
No, I just don't want to. I don't want to hear myself in any podcast. I have like such a hard time every time.
You don't watch your podcast?
I mean, I do.
See, as unprofessional as mine is.
Kind of. Sometimes I watch the clips.
Yeah, it's funny. You're like a regular consumer to your own podcast.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even watch the full thing.
I mean, I do, but it's hard sometimes, you know, because I think historically people hate the sound of their own voice when they're speaking.
I was in the beginning too, and I'll cut this off real quick because I'm trying to be professional now. We are at the Stage One Dispensary here with Mark and Swarley.
Who? Merk and Swarley.
I literally, before this podcast goes on, I was like, I'm not going to introduce you guys because I'm going to fuck it up somehow.
Your names up.
Every single time. And now I'm trying. I literally did that to try to impress you for my professionalism.
My regular government name is Josh, not Mark. So Mark is. But people do call me Mark as a joke. So
dude, Mark could be your that's your non-weed alias name.
My non-weed alias name. So yeah, that's the name that I used to use when I sold weed, and I didn't want people to know who I really was. That was
my phone autocorrects you to Mark.
Mark. Yeah. Mark from Mark to Mark.
Mine was Sean Stevens, the worst name too. We used to.
My name was Sean Stevens.
For PAX, we used to put only Jewish ladies' names.
Oh.
Lisa Cohen, R.I.P. That was our baby girl. That was our baby girl.
R.I.P. Lisa Cohen.
Yeah, absolutely.
R.I.P.
But Swarley, introduce yourself to the podcast too. Get on the mic.
Swarley McKay, bud tender, Stage One Dispensary. Real
Coffee
name
connoisseur.
is not Swarley. Coffee connoisseur. I always
Yep.
say there's 3 C's to life: cats, coffee, and cannabis.
Yep. This is going to be a real fun podcast. So we're doing Killah Koffee, Ghostface Killah's coffee company, and we got Jadakiss's coffee company over here, which is Kiss Coffee, which I just figured out before we even went live on this podcast, was that they're just doing the same thing. It's like the end of their name.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, both with K's.
Yeah. But we are going to get into that because that's like, I was thinking about it a little bit. I was like, they're just throwing the end of their name on a coffee brand. We're going to really see which one is like really hitting. And I also got my new Living Soil indoor grown flower 8s that we just got into Stage One. We're going to do a little pairing. You guys rolled up some joints. Which one do you got?
I got the lemon haze because I'm a haze guy, and we're gonna see what the terps are hitting like with the coffee.
Yeah. What about you, Swarley?
I got the lemon too. I'm
You got the
going
lemon
for the
too?
lemon.
All right, I'm the one that went with
It's
the
the first
perps.
first bag I opened.
And I think you did say when we were talking earlier that you think that the lemon is going to be the most popular based off of the name and
the Jack Lemon terps.
Jack Lemon terps because people like the lemon terps,
And it's honestly my least favorite of the 3. We got Orange Push Pop, Purple Urkel, and Lemon Haze. And Growing Renaissance, shout out to you guys up in Canastota. They're Living Soil indoor growers.
This podcast is brought to you by The Bakery in Cohoes, New York. This is one of my favorite dispensaries in New York. They have the best menu. We're proud to be on it. The best staff. Mike has become like a mentor to us out in New York, especially when it comes to upstate. Be on the lookout for podcasts and more collaborations that we're going to be doing together. The Bakery, upstate New York, in Albany, Capital District, and Cohoes, man, that's the spot. Breakfast Connections Dutch Master hats are available now on breakfastconnections.co. These things are dope, paying homage to our original Connecticut roots. We're not able to put tobacco on the blunts, but the whole reason we even did the blunts in the New York market was that we found this cone that was able to taste the weed and have that good experience that we remember with the Dutch Masters. So that's why we're kind of paying homage with the Dutch Masters hats. We're in tons of dispensaries from in the Adirondacks out to Utica, Capital District down to the Bronx, and Misha's Flower Shop in Brooklyn. We're going to be expanding into the city a little bit more. We also have Living Soil grown indoor flower that's going to be under $40, I'm pretty sure. That's a steal. Some of the best weed in the New York market. I feel confident in saying that around $40, that's pretty good. look out for those bags. Breakfast Connections 8th bags, Breakfast Connections blunts. We still got some of those more affordable 8ths of the outdoors from last season, but we wanted to ramp it up with some more Living Soil indoor grown flower. I think that's it. Back to the show.
Did I show you my strawberry cream cheese when I was here?
Yes,
I think I did.
Yes.
So I gave them my clones.
Oh,
so
nice.
they're going to be rocking that. So hopefully at the end of September, we will have my own genetics, Living Soil, grown with them too. But the lemon haze, I honestly I bought that one for you guys. Like, you know what I mean?
I will say that that it is way more lemon than haze on the breakup, the terp profile. So
well, the funny thing, like I said with them, it's like I know they're on top of their shit when it comes to genetics. But when I was like, I don't even really know what lemon haze is. I don't even think I ever bought that back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I ever did. I don't know if I was just always trying to buy sours or GDPs. Or,
it was never lemon haze. It was always just haze. When I was buying,
and the lemon was Jack.
When I was buying lots of hazes, it was from Washington Heights, and the terps are like leathery. You know what
Interesting.
I mean? They're very
leathery.
Like they reminded me of like suede, like a suede jacket. You fucking open up if your haze smells like a fucking suede jacket, that shit is about to be fucking.
That might be the illest haze drop. Dude, you guys are making me feel real hip hop on here. I wish I had like a button. It's like bam, bam. Your haze is smoking like a what?
Like a fucking suede jacket.
I like it.
This is a terp smell like a suede jacket. You fucking your haze is hitting.
So we got the Purple Urkel, classic perps, and I chose that one too. That's what's cool about my license is I'm able to go buy weed. You know what I mean? I'm able to
it's like you can go shopping and like wholesale your selections for your own brand and make sure your brand is represented right.
And and being represented right is quality weed at a quality price.
At the right price.
Exactly. That's what's really cool about working with these guys is I can work different genetics and certain bee buds that are like perfect for like the market when it comes to price point and what these like everyday working people like need in their life. And like the Living Soil, dude, like wait till you taste it. Like,
yeah, I mean, we were
good.
actually looking at the labs right before.
Oh, right.
Yeah, reading the. I mean, it's clean. It's the yeast and mold count, which we take very seriously at Stage One. You know that if you're buying weed at Stage One, it's clean.
Yeah,
we were looking over your labs earlier, like, and shit is clean. So that's like Living Soil. Actually, has to be done super right because you can get a lot of like. I guess microbes as a result in your tests when you do it. That's at least what we were hearing early on when people were like, "Why your yeast and mold's down, but your microbes are way up?"
And that's an interesting point.
We're in Living Soil.
That's an interesting point too, because like, isn't that an attractive term, Living Soil?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like if we're going by what we're supposed to be going by when it comes to OCM and just testing and what people know. That it's interesting that the most valuable term and the strategy to grow your weed is the one that could pop the most on your test results, right? So that's what I love being on your guys' podcast too, because I know you guys talk about like the spray packs and like I loved picking your guys' brain about not just that, but like the street terms of it and like the education part of it and like what is being talked about, because all these things are interesting, and I think that's interesting too. Is that Living Soil could be popped easily, but it's like that's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
So I want
Living
to me
Soil,
that sounds like art.
But they were doing a lot of these terms were getting thrown around in the early days of of New York legal market and the OCM wanting things like sun grown.
Right.
Which
that's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted. They wanted sun-grown. They came out. That was like why everyone went towards that term, sun-grown, because it was a way to like not call it outdoor, I guess, because outdoor has like a certain, reputation, which is right or wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've talked about this. There's some really great outdoor weed. Like some of the best weed in like Humboldt in the Emerald Triangle out there is grown outdoors because the conditions are perfect.
Still to this day.
Right. Perfect.
And something I was actually talking about, I forget his name. I think it's Patrick, that actually grows for Growing Renaissance now, and he used to work with Connected and Alien Labs, and we were just talking about old strains and different, I missed that one, I missed this one, but like I was talking about, it was a legit different earth at that time. We forget about that. Like with strains and stuff, it's like it was a different environment on the earth.
I mean, the genetics were totally like different too. If you think about the time frame, how like I was actually talking about this earlier with my cousin. He chopped down a bunch of trees, a couple of big, massive trees at my house. And he's
real man shit.
Real man shit. He's really into, but he's into growing shit. And what we were talking about, his boy was asking me about sativa and indica. Doesn't really know a lot. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, honestly, what I've learned is that most of that shit is just hybridized already because the landrace genetics have been bastardized, and there's really not a whole there's just everything is hybridized at this point. There's more sativa leaning and more indica leaning, but so like not only is the environment different, but like the genetics for that have been like suited for environments specifically, because a lot of these geneticists are like trying to make plants that will grow in the right environment.
We're just turning into old haters. And as we talk about being old haters, let's transition into this Ghostface Killah Koffee, Jadakiss Coffee versus / Living Soil Breakfast Connections indoor flower, available now at Stage One Dispensary. Herring with the barista Swarley. I trust you.
Okay.
I want to know more about notes. And as you do say stuff, do me a favor and talk it into the microphone.
Talk into this microphone?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so you can hear me?
So let's do a little pour action.
So we'll do maybe Ghostface first, and then we'll look into Jada.
Yeah.
And
Trust
so
you.
we got the Ghostface Supreme Dark Roast here.
Dark
No
roast.
Terps on our coffee, no flavored stuff.
No, so that is one
They
thing.
did have variety, though, right?
Yeah, let's notate that
Yes.
when we were picking which Ghostface coffee to order.
Yes.
Swarley was like,
I love the cannoli.
They have the cannoli, and I said no terps in my coffee. So
You wanted the cannoli.
I like my coffee to taste like coffee, like I like my weed to taste like weed. So when the coffee gets flavored, and so then we talk about terpenes all the time, and what, like if it's spray pack or whatever, you added terpenes. That is, correct me if I'm fucking wrong, added terpenes into the coffee to make the coffee, the flavors.
I don't know. Do you know how what they do with that?
I don't know how
No?
they make the weird
It feels like it.
flavors.
I'm starting to learn more about that with all my products I consume ever since I started getting deeper and deeper into legal weed.
I feel like the actual roasting of coffee is similar to cannabis, where you have coffee that has natural like lemon profile or cherry or oak profile
Right. Yeah.
naturally, but then you have these other companies coming in and they're like, caramel latte flavored
French
coffee,
vanilla.
French
Yeah.
vanilla,
Hazelnut,
Because
cannoli, like
they're trying to sell
blueberry
that, trying
muffin.
to get the bag,
Like I don't
trying
want
to
that
get
in
the
my
coffee
coffee.
bag.
Well, no. But that's the thing. A lot of people do like that flavor.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a good
coffee, like
fucking
they like
point.
the flavor in their weed, and they like the flavor in their. They're not. We're not here to. We like are only kind of sort of here to hate on it, but in reality, what I like to say is
We'll see.
it's
That's why
just
I want to taste it
it's not
first.
it's not for me. The
Yeah.
terps in my coffee, the added terps in my weed. I like naturally occurring terpenes in my shit. That's just me. Right?
With all coffee too.
Coffee too. Lots
I'm the
of
same
people
way with
feel-
coffee, but I could be a hazelnut slut sometimes.
Well, there you go.
Sometimes.
That's
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
That's right.
Yep. Cheers.
So
my
if you
friend.
kind of just smell it first,
okay,
just
okay.
like you would with
Like wine.
cannabis
Oh.
or wine, and kind of pick up.
Okay.
And this is a dark roast, right?
This is a dark roast.
Okay.
Yep, it smells dark. It actually smells a little blonde to me,
Yeah,
like
it
a little
does. It does. It
lighter
smells a
than
little bit.
dark.
That's why I was like, is this a dark roast?
Am I wrong in saying?
smells
and
a little light.
maybe I'm just being a hater. It smells kind of instant coffee.
It smells kind of stale.
Yes, it smells kind of
And
like
I got
instant
that
coffee.
smell when I,
I'm trying my
opened
best
up.
not to just go quick to hating.
Well, it's
Right,
definitely
right.
not instant, but we should take a sip.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. One more time.
It's not super
It's
flavorful.
okay.
No, it does take to. If I'm gonna,
It
be
tastes like
totally,
mini dark roast coffee.
It does taste like dark roast coffee, but it also feels like it tastes maybe burnt a little bit. Like not burnt in kettle.
Stale.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like burnt in the like
I mean,
we
it
like
sat
we.
here for a couple minutes.
But it's in a
I
French
don't know.
press.
And
it
it's
didn't
also
sit
ground.
on a
It's
burner.
pre-ground.
You know what I mean? It's
It
pre-ground.
is
pre-ground.
pre-ground.
Yeah.
But if
Like
you
in the roasting
smell the
process
coffee
a little
itself, I smell that staleness to it too, and it was
Yeah.
it was definitely airtight when we got it.
It's, you know what? See, this is, I would love, if only we had Ghostface on here right now. But I would love, or the guy he's doing it with, I would love to ask, because think about my license, right? How I buy weed. And I put my label on it. And I talk about it. We looked on there. I think they get it from Long Island, correct?
That one is Jada is from
Pretty
Long
sure that
Island.
says Long
this
Island, too.
one is also Long Island.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the interesting thing
Long Island
is,
City.
here's the thing, and it's like they promote Staten Island big time. Obviously,
Yeah,
Wu-Tang, where they come from. But I remember, I from what I've looked up, they like even for the brand, it's like they promote Staten Island with that coffee company, and it's like I wonder if they even want. I wonder what other coffee brands have the same thing, because this tastes like something I'd get at like a store. You know what actually this tastes like? And people might hate on me, my Italian brothers and sisters. Kind of tastes like Lavazza, like midi Lavazza. You ever had Lavazza?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, is this? This is just like another. This is mass-produced, ground-up coffee that they branded with their bag. You know?
I will say that these cups are fucking dope, though.
These cups are awesome.
They're like little espresso cups inside these bigger mug shapes, and it's like
Yeah.
they fucking look. It's just like a cool look. Got the Ghostface Killah logo on it. Fucks with these cups.
Here's gonna be the funny thing, because I don't know if it's just because I'm a fiend, and this is another point of comparing this to weed, right? And it's like I just want more, and I'm like kind of hating on it, but I just love coffee.
But it's a little.
Right?
It definitely like is a little. I don't know. It has a little bit of a light roast. Like to me, light roasts have a little bit more of that.
It's not that
Floral
dark.
flavor.
It feels
Has
like
this,
it's almost
floral
dark
flavor
cut.
almost. You know,
You know?
and that has a little bit of that. I don't know.
Now, if I were to pair this with a joint, just by doing a dry pull, I would go with that lemon haze.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why
I
is
think
that?
that the lemon pulls out the acidity of the coffee.
Can I do a dry pull on that?
Yeah.
Please?
This
Yeah.
it is pairing well with it. I will say. I'm currently
Interesting.
smoking
I
lemon
feel that.
haze.
Have you-
And it did kind of like
It's funny because I went with the perps.
after I took a sip of the coffee and hit the haze, it did feel felt like it worked.
So I
It was
got
a good-
Yeah.
it was
this.
working.
I got this orange push pop, which is the hybrid we did, which is also like it's kind of like tangy citrus. So I'm
I
gonna
feel like
spark
that would
up.
work
Okay.
too, but the
Yeah.
lemon, like, there's just something about a lemon and a coffee. So at the place that I used to work
I
at,
never knew that.
yeah, where I used to work, and we're not going to give them any credit. But the coffee shop I used to work at, some people would get a cold brew and put lemonade in it. And
Yeah,
it would
I mean,
give it that really like
That's-
raunchy,
that's
high
a flex.
acidic coffee taste. But some people loved it. I tried it. I'll try anything once.
We're
Did
thinking
not
about
enjoy
coming out
it.
with a drink next year, and like we're doing all this crazy shit. Have you guys ever heard of a Manhattan Special,
No,
where it's like seltzer water or like club soda with cold brew?
I don't know about that. That
I
sounds like
wasn't
a
about-
nitro.
It's a popular thing, and like I tried it, I didn't like it. So we're trying to figure out like what kind of cool
I tried it. I didn't
breakfast
like it.
type drinks. But yeah, I don't know. But like that could be something. I wonder like the citrus coffee drink. But I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna. You guys want to go with a score out of 10, or are we just doing straight verses? Again, you guys are making me feel.
I
real
think we
bad.
gotta try
I think
the other
straight
one.
Yeah.
verses where
Uh-huh.
we just say which one is better. Now, but I also will say it's unfair because the Ghostface is ground.
Did they have whole bean?
They
They
were sold out of the whole
Okay.
bean. So that was we would have gotten whole bean had we had the opportunity to, but they were sold out, so we got ground. So,
Okay.
that is kind of what it is. The points to fucking Kiss for having the whole bean available. We did grind.
Absolutely.
This is ground, so
They didn't have ground. Oh no, they did have ground.
Now,
That's
how
right.
long
They
did it take
have-
you to
they did have
get your box?
3 days.
3 days. Okay.
3 days. How
You
long
hear
did
that?
it
You hear that, Ghost?
Yeah. And let's talk about it too. Let's just get right
yeah.
into it.
So that's
Tell-
also
Kate,
important.
Swarley, sorry. Can you
alright.
do me? You want to walk down the line of telling the story?
Yeah. So, I said earlier I really like coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided to grab. I saw Ghost had coffee, and we were so excited for him to come on the pod, Stage One podcast, and Ordered $277 worth of coffee and merch from his. It said it was going to be here by Friday. Ghost was going to be here on Sunday. We were doing great with that. It did not come in time. So we went local. We went to Uncommon Ground, got some coffee, bought a coffee maker. I was all prepared for this man for his coffee. And he came in and I said, "Sir, I wanted to serve you your coffee." He said, "Oh, you like coffee? I'll get you some." And I said, "Well, in the meantime, would you like some local roasted coffee?" And as he's shaking my hand.
Shout out, you're doing your job, doing your thing.
Yep. As he's shaking my hand, he goes, "Nah, I don't fuck with coffee."
Again.
I don't.
But then when we had him on the pod, it's not like he's like, he's like, yo, honestly, I have.
And he talks about it on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, I got the coffee brand, and it's my boys who are really into coffee, and they
from Staten Island, right?
From Staten Island,
yep.
And they were like, and he's like, I'm supporting my people, and using and because we talk about the iconic Wu-Tang branding and all the things that you can do with it, and when you have a brand that's as solid as that, like to be able to expand out into other avenues is really just smart business, right? So
you don't think that tarnishes the brand a little bit once they start doing that?
I mean, it's
if it ain't hitting as good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to do it right. You got to do make.
Because I'll tell you what, they made that toy over there.
Yeah,
right?
Tony
There's
Stark.
a really cool toy, and so like Ghostface's crew, they make really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I know Raekwon has a dispensary in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
And also I actually follow this company in Canada, that's like Purple something. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I forget the exact name. I get my boy to just put it up right here as we say it.
Screen.
Yep. And but they do such cool purple collabs because it's based off the Purple Tape.
Purple Tape, yeah.
And like speaking of Wu-Tang, dude, like Wu-Tang, my whole fucking life, like coming up, like being like selling weed and like dropping out of high school and being a misfit, like I loved Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep, most loud stuff. What I've learned,
Yeah.
And like it was like so underground and like it was all about being authentic and real. And I feel like I am only authentic and real with stuff, and I am unapologetically that because of that type of shit. So when I heard that story, I was like, I do this with all of my shit. I do this with weed too. If I'm gonna hate on your weed and like give me the smoke. If you want to hate on my shit, I would love it. I want it and I'll talk about it. Whatever. I'm very authentic and real with what I do. But if I ever hate and talk about anyone else's stuff, I'm giving them money. I'm going to support them first, and I'm going to try it because I could totally be wrong. Mm-hmm. And I think that people should start doing that. And the funny thing is, like, I feel like I learned that from listening to Wu-Tang. It's like be original.
Be original.
Again, like Ghostface is in my head saying be original. And it's like,
stop biting.
Is this coffee original? I want to ask you that question.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a coffie brand. Kiss has a coffee brand. Mm-hmm. Who did it first? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
But so it's about who did it first.
I get. I mean, because there's nothing new under the sun, and also there's like, you put an idea out in the universe, and it doesn't have to be, many people can do it. You know what I'm saying? That idea exists universally. So whoever does it is doing it, and like
sometimes you put out shit and it fails too.
Exactly.
How many times have we all at this table been like, that was such a good idea and I'm gonna try it, and then it just like falls. And it took me to like so many times doing that to be like, maybe I should look.
Success only comes from failure, bro.
And it took me so many failures to look at it and be like, maybe I should look at that failure and not do that again.
Yeah, learn from it.
I always say this, my biggest fear in life is making the same mistake twice. There's no other fears I have. Besides a little bit of heights.
A little bit of heights.
Just a little bit. I don't know if I'm afraid of heights. I think I have vertigo. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother pod.
That's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother.
That they're intricately linked. So vertigo. And all right, let's get some of the Kiss
coffee going.
Before we start talking about vertigo.
Before it gets too cold to like enjoy properly. Yeah. All right. You guys here. That was brewed second anyway, right?
That one was brewed second anyway. That was full bean, brought in Mama Swarl's coffee grinder. Because in our house, we grind our coffee.
It was off. Sarah's laughing at me right now.
I wouldn't fill it up all the way, just like a little sip for everybody to have a little bit.
I'm so bad at this shit. I almost did it again.
All right. Yours is gonna be the end of the pot. No, there's still enough left.
Got some more? You guys want some more?
No, I'm good for now.
Yeah,
just gonna.
Hopefully I pour it right. All right.
It already smell even so. This is supposed to be Ghost is a dark roast.
Yeah.
This is darker than
And
that.
Jada is a medium dark,
roast.
and I can tell by the smell this is already darker.
This already smells darker. That's true. 100%. 100% agree.
It kind
This
of like
is delicious. I'm sorry. I'm doing it right from the fucking jump, and I'm not. This
It's
is
definitely-
delicious fucking coffee.
Definitely smoother.
I'm sorry.
it's just banging.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ghost. This
I
one's
drink
better.
coffee every fucking day, and I grind it, and I get it from fucking places. And like I said it on your podcast, I tried
Yeah.
it. I'm all about the origins and like where it comes from. I don't. Oh my god, this is good fucking coffee. Shouts out to you, Jadakiss.
Yeah,
and
this-
Ghostface,
this-
I fucking love you, dude. And I'm not gonna say anything more. But it's like I can't because I love you.
It's almost
You know?
chocolatey.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
almost
it has
chocolatey?
It's smoother. It's definitely smoother. It has a more.
I think it pairs
is
good.
chocolatey.
I think it pairs good with the orange.
And it's.
You think so?
I mean, I think
Alright.
the
I already
purple.
got
I think the
sparked up.
purple's good,
and I think
but
it's darker.
I think the orange like makes it a little more chocolatey, in my opinion.
And tell me if I'm wrong here, Swarley. It's darker because it's better sourced.
It's
Because it has more flavor
believe
profile?
It's how long they roast it.
Okay.
And I think it also has to do with like it's the how far down the beans are when they're roasting it too. It's like so like the lighter beans are the beans that get less roasted are on top. I don't know. There's like all sorts of crazy.
Yo, you are so right with the orange.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have you smoking blunts heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's your norm. I don't think so, right?
Nah,
Well, thank you
I
guys.
haven't smoked Dutchess.
I mean, you're on my podcast. I appreciate it.
Dutchies were the way of the world at one time for sure.
They got the little Dutch hats.
Yeah.
It's still my whole universe. And you could say, I'll say this live on here. You will.
Connecticut shade leaf.
I will take a fat dab on your next time I do your podcast.
Okay.
Because that is, I know that's your guys' world a little more than mine. And
I mean, that's Scotty's
That's Scotty's
world. Yeah, that's
world.
Scotty's
Scotty's
world.
smiling watching this right now because
yeah.
I'll tell you what, anyone who watches this podcast and knows me, I don't dab. Just because, I told you guys before, 5 milligram edibles, THC. I think I told you this, Swarley, yesterday off air when I was like, I feel like a bitch being like smoking like flower and blunts now, you know, because I'm like once I like start smoking dabs, I'm like, this is what weed is. Like, I just love flower, terps, mild, and like throw it in a Dutch nicotine buzz, and I smoke like 5 of them a day. You know, it's like, it's so funny how like people use weed in their lives.
I'll tell you
like,
what, my cousin today when he was doing the tree shit, and I was like kind of there making sure everything was going right, and I was like doing my normal thing, you know, first thing, wake and bake with a cup of coffee, making sure everything. It's like 8:00 and 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's like getting everything set up, and the crane is pulled in, and all that shit, and it's fucking. He's like making me move my car and shit, and then I smoke my joint, and he comes up. He's like, "Man, you're already at it, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
It's my lifestyle.
Then later, I like roll up. I go run some errands. I come back. I roll up, and then I'm outside and I'm smoking. He's like, "Smoking again, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know. It's probably like 10:30 at this point. Like, it's not even like it was like that much. I don't know. You smoke 5 times a day. That's.
You know what's funny? My shit changes. I learned though. You know, I've been smoking a lot lately.
I mean, we're in the industry.
Yeah,
now,
dog.
and there's a lot of, but and this is what I told him though, right? So he's cutting trees, and that's his job. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fucking smoking trees, and that's literally my job. Like, I have to find good weed and test it, and
That's a bar.
I'm not fucking. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sell some shit I wouldn't smoke. So I gotta smoke and make sure that it's worth selling. You know.
I know dispensarinos that don't smoke weed. How do you feel about that? Because
No, you can't do that.
I mean,
How do you be a chef and not try your own food? Like,
okay.
No, how do I feel
Are
about
we
it?
gonna be smoking like this for the rest of our lives? We're in this for the long haul. I feel like us three at this table, right?
I understand the idea of getting into this business because you think you're going to make a lot of money. But I promise, at the end of the day, if it's all about that, it's going to be harder because there has to be a love for the product that we're selling and an understanding of it at its root level to even be able to be successful, especially with how the market is, what it's turning into. Like, I don't know, we've been open since the beginning, so I've been watching it very closely and experiencing it firsthand. So, you know what I've learned, man, is
it's a lot. You got to have fun too.
Yeah,
you know what I
have the love,
and you guys know this from content, right? Like my buddies, shout out Sam and Lucas Subculture Films that helped me with my stuff, and I'm sure, like, they tell me the first thing they told me, they go, you better have fun doing it because no one's gonna watch it. It's like people are gonna watch your shit, and you're not like having a blast, being welcoming to be a part of this cool little coffee party we're having right now. Yeah. It's like,
what's the point?
Then don't do it.
Right.
And I feel like, and life is fucking hard, man. And like doing these things, this new emerging industry, the struggles, the problem solving all day long.
All day, every day, bro.
Is like, I don't know. If that's anything, anyone who's watching this who's in the industry wants to get in the industry, it's like, you remind yourself that. Be like, we're selling weed, we're having fun. Dude, we're doing a Ghostface Jadakiss Coffee versus pairing weed thing, whatever, having fun.
Having fun.
It's fucking amazing. Let's all cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
You guys are the best.
Love what you do, and you never work a day in your life.
Yeah, exactly. So, Swarl, I want to ask you too. You see this in you see the little, I notice this with good coffee sometimes. It's like you almost see a little separation.
I think
like
that's the
brew.
oil on the beans.
But did we get that with the Ghost stuff?
And that could be. I don't really see it in what's left of my Ghostface coffee, but it could be
feels
because
like there's
it was
more
whole
terps
bean
in
though.
this. Okay,
yeah, whole bean.
Okay,
Whole bean versus yeah. And, the thing is that there's gonna be.
I'm gonna use your empty cup here.
All the flavor is in the naturally occurring terpenes in the coffee. When you're not adding terpenes. So.
And it's wild because you can see. I don't know if they can see at home, but this is the
Jadakiss.
Ghostface.
This is some amazing coffee.
Or this is Jada's, and this is Ghost.
Yeah.
And Jada's is so much lighter, even though it's a darker roast. And
it tasted less artificial. It tasted real. Like,
yeah.
I drink real coffee every day.
Yeah.
And I'm trying my best not to hate on the Ghostface thing because I love Ghostface and it's cool packaging. I love purple.
I don't think we're saying Ghostface is bad. I think we're just saying
we
like Jada's coffee
more.
better. Yeah.
I wanted more of the Ghost.
The Ghost ain't bad. Definitely wasn't hating on it for sure. But
I drank all mine.
I'd say Kisses.
So after so let me try to be a host here. As we finish up and we're smoking, let's just go right down the row. Jadakiss Coffee versus Ghostface Coffee. Who wins?
You first.
It's Jadakiss.
I'd say it's Jadakiss.
It's Jada, all the way.
Yeah, unanimous.
Unanimous. So, let's look at the two bags. First of all, I don't even think I could get a lot of that merch and swag on Jadakiss's website. I might be wrong, but I don't think there was that much on there. It seemed like it was like a Cuddy online store, bold colors. You see like the orange and black.
It's like gold and black, though, or copper and black, not even orange.
And you guys said Jadakiss's dad was always in coffee or something?
Yeah,
it's his
he was also on your
father's
podcast.
company.
It's him and his father. Yeah. Okay. It's father-son shit, which I really like, too. It's like family.
Yeah, which is cool about Ghost's shit, too.
Yeah.
It's because it's his homie. And
it's his homies, and his homies brought it to him. Like, yo, I want to do this coffee.
Yeah.
Will you put your stamp on it?
And I will,
shit,
as I was hating a little bit, I will take it back for a second, is like, what was cool, and I didn't expect this after you told me the story, is you're like, yeah, he talked about it on the podcast. I was like, he did?
Yeah.
What I mean? So I feel like if you put him on the mic and put him in camera right now, he'd tell you the same thing. So I think that you talk about my brand, right, being in here, and we were talking about some other brands and comparisons and stuff, but I think you made me smile, Swarley. Thank you for that, because you were like, but really quickly, you were like, yeah, but you're intentional. And your product is you. Like, you were very quick to, and that made me feel good, seriously, because this is a competition. Even if I don't want to be in it, it's like I'm in a competition, new emerging weed space, and all I could do is be original. That's why I was passionate about the Ghostface thing, because I feel like that's a reason why, the music I listen to, the food I eat, that's all goes into the product I try to put out on the legal cannabis market. And
Yeah, so I mean,
I give them a little bit more credit as I was like kind of hating on it a little bit of like that side of it, and the product is good. I'm not saying the product is bad,
right?
But Jadakiss is just better and more top shelf. I bet you they're the same price. If Ghostface is probably more money though. I bet.
But no, they were because I remember looking at Jadakiss's.
Okay.
They were pretty comparable. But I do see here, looking at this and looking at the explanations, this started as Jadakiss's father's company in 1977.
What?
So this was way before the Ghostface. So there's time.
So they know what's up.
And craft in this. And we talk about like craft cannabis and there's got craft to this. This maybe one day will be as good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Ghostface, reach out to me. I don't know what I could do for you, but that should be tight. And probably after watch this, you might not want to, but it's okay.
Nah, but we support that shit, man. The shit is dope. The way it's awesome branching out, and they're. We talked to them about whether they're going to maybe do infused coffee, or at some point, I think Kiss had said that there was some.
I actually do know a guy that owns a patent for it that we'll talk off air about
infused coffee.
So
shit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not breakfast connections, but we got those Mai Hais, those gingerbread Mai Hais in the store.
And
you
that
mix
drink?
that.
The mixing thing.
Yeah,
I
you
love
like
those
take
things.
the thing and
They're
you
so
mix
cool.
it in. Oh my gosh, in your coffee.
I never drank them, but they
Zoot it
just
all
seem so
day.
cool and functional.
All day.
Yeah, he's mixing it with your coffee. Wow,
Yeah.
And Kiss did say that we get the collab with his iced coffee.
That's fucking awesome.
Check out that episode if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, Jadakiss. So now again, back to host.
Back to hosting.
Back to hosting. So we're gonna give Jadakiss the win on that. Now let's talk about like I want to dive a little bit more into packaging and like how this compares into the weed market, because I just told you about that Exhibit song that came out that I listened to on the radio today.
Yeah.
Where like I was so shocked. First of all, the song's a banger. Just West Coast shit. I was driving in my car. It was nice out. I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I love Exhibit. I actually didn't really listen to the Chronic 2001 that much in my life, and I've been trying to get back to it a little bit more. Because like early 2001s, I was like listening to like 50 and like Eminem. I didn't really get into like the Dre side of it. Yeah, it was a little earlier. I was like, set the tone.
Yeah, a little earlier. Yeah,
and,
set the tone for that. Yeah, for
but I lost my train of thought there. But
about Exhibit.
Yeah. So
Exhibit.
he literally came out with this song, and he's talking about his Sea Junkie collab, and I heard it, dude. He goes like, "Get that homegrown shit out of my face," and there was bars in there about like it was like corporate weed rap.
Nah, but homegrown.
It was weird.
Homegrown could mean a lot of things to a lot of people.
He could, and like weed rap was talking shit.
Weed, like
right.
And you're just growing in your house and you grow some bunk in your basement. Like it is different from people who are like putting time in to learning how to grow. You're gonna talk to. So Do
you know about Sea Junkie? Do you know the guy who shouted out his collab? Do you know why he got a lot of shit last
break
year?
It down to me.
So they used to work with Burner and Cookies,
Okay.
Sea Junkie. They actually worked with friends of mine at True Leave. So that's a quick little appetizer to what I'm about to get into.
Yeah,
Big company that a lot of people don't like. And they got in a lot of trouble for working with, I think the company was Glass House. You ever heard of Glass House? And they're owned by like an ex-cop, and like people hate him.
Yeah.
And like
I don't, but
it's just a weird roadmap that I'm talking about right now over the past year of like they used to work with, and that's what a lot of people hate on Burner.
Yeah.
And go to Burner's page and see what he talks about Sea Junkie and those people. He hates on them.
Yeah.
And he's never like comparing himself to them. So shout out Burner. I used to work with those guys back in the day. They're really good people. Even if people hate on whatever, everyone fucks up. Everyone has different paths.
I mean, when you get big enough, right, and you're successful enough, people will hate because you're all of a sudden like, oh, you're corporate now. Like, no.
Yeah, and what does that even mean?
Right. That's you're
Are we corporate?
That you got big enough?
Probably.
I mean, we're not black market.
Right,
we have brands and shit. And
yeah.
We're fucking, we're like creating content to promote our brands and doing.
Yeah.
What is corporate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do you define it? At what point? Like, I do have a LLC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I pay taxes.
I imagine you
Technically,
also have an LLC and you fucking pay corporate taxes.
Yeah.
So like,
sounds pretty corporate to me.
Sounds pretty fucking corporate.
Yeah. It's so funny, and like I never even try to be that guy, and I'm sitting on here like being that guy.
Well, we are though.
Yeah, so, we're from the culture.
And then you're, but also, that's why like I respect whatever these guys are doing with their coffee brands, because coming from hip hop, right, and from music before this. Like just understanding like I wanted to be an artist or a producer and have had this band, and we toured around, but I also ran a recording studio, and I sold beats, and I had a
business.
I did like licensing on television, and all these different. There was many income streams within, and I do shows with the band, and many income streams within there, and like if I could have gotten some sort of corporate sponsorship that would have paid my bills for the year, to like, why not?
Yeah,
Why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is that corporate? Is that selling out? Or is that capitalism and the society and living in the functional society that we live in?
Is it selling out or is it reaching your goals?
Well, fucking said, my friends.
So now that we're successful and we have these brands that we're pushing out, there's certain things that we have to, acquiesce to, I guess.
Ooh.
Big words.
Acquiesce? Let's try to spell it right now. A-Q... I'm done.
No, but seriously, like we have to pull up and just be that because we are that at this point.
Okay, Ghostface went, be original.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that whole shit.
Well,
be original.
Do it in our original, authentic way, though, right? So we're not
I have to check myself every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day. Because I get in the rat race. I know you guys do too. And I have to check myself every day. And that's why I was saying that earlier about fun. That's the one thing that helps me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm just going to have fun. Like, cause I mean, even for this, like, I don't have Sarah with me. This is one of the first ones I don't have anyone behind that camera, actually. So I get a little nervous.
We're just waving at
Nobody's behind there.
Nobody's back there, though.
I told you, dude, Breakfast Connection's
Rap
grimy rubbing.
Rapdills, not here.
I would have loved to have Rapdills here. You know that.
Yeah.
No, Swarley in the corner. Swarley was behind the table today.
But that's true.
Behind the table.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's tight.
I love it.
Shit! Get in the box.
Hey, Scotty's here.
Pulled up. Let's see, and that could happen.
Oh, see, if we had more of that, we could ask him. Come on in.
Stage One
collaboration
pod collab. And
I think we could get in the frame a little bit.
Yeah, and we're just Oh, there you go. There Scotty.
It is. Okay.
And
there he is again.
He is. He's got his Knicks jersey on because he's representing.
Knicks. I want to talk Knicks, dude.
Yeah, we can
It's
talk
a fellow
Knicks
Knicks fan over here, real quick.
Here now, me and you can share.
I think we're in. We should be in frame. That's what's. As long as it's on the table, we're in frame. We're good. But you guys got to pass the mic, and then we'll pass the mic here.
Yeah.
What's up with the Knicks tonight? We taking it or what?
Yeah, Knicks in 6.
Speak, microphone.
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. You don't think it's 7? You think if it goes 7, you think we'll be okay though?
No.
No.
If it goes 7, we're done.
Oh no.
It's my feelings. We gotta take it tonight.
Okay, all right.
In the
That
garden.
is what you said. That's exactly what you said before.
Yeah.
Before you were like, Nick, if we don't win tonight, we're cooked. And I was like, but then I was like, yo, but you did. We won the first 2.
No, cooked is a stretch, but yeah, it's gonna be tough to go win Game 7 in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Boston's got a lot on their shoulders too, though.
Yeah.
With
But yeah,
all those
Brown
injuries
was
to deal
scaring
with.
me. Brown was really scaring me the other day.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that Scott didn't even plan to be on the pod.
Nah.
But look at how he's dressed anyway. 'Cause that's just how he fucking does. Like, he doesn't play. He's not dressing up for the pod. That's just how he rocks. You know what I mean?
That's pretty G.
I dress up for the pod, though. I can't front. I don't always wear what I wear.
I do when we have big guests.
Yeah.
I definitely,
yeah.
the fit is definitely
The fit
planned
is
and
definitely
brand
planned,
new.
yeah.
Like, I always get the new fit for the,
Yeah.
Jim Jones is coming, I gotta come.
As a
right.
fan of
You
the
know what I mean?
podcast,
Pause.
I've noticed. And you're now your friend outside when I roll in. I'm like, man, he's you fucking diamonded up for the big time guests. Yeah, man. But
I ain't fucking with Jim Jones jewelry, but it's something.
This motherfucker pulled that. Jim Jones pulled his Tim up on a table and then laced up some like chrome heart shit. He was like, "Now my Tims are like $2,500 a piece." Like, 'cause
Yeah,
just
he
like,
put
a
the chrome heart
like,
pendants on it.
pendant on the laces. He was like, "All right," just put his Tim up on a table during the sneaker segment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
He was showing love to our our ways. We just reviewed Kiss Coffee and Killah Koffee.
Oh, very nice.
And we decided that Kiss Coffee is the truth, but they've been doing the shit.
I was gonna
since
attempt a
77.
Jada laugh there. Not happening.
But,
I'll try for you.
very good.
That wasn't the word.
I think the end I sounded more like Elmo.
Mine
A little
was
bit more rasp. Yeah.
It was good. It was a valiant effort.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank you.
You got break, Scott?
No, I was just coming up to talk to Will, and then I saw y'all on there.
Jump right on that pod.
They're
dude.
good though. They got mad people down there. But yeah, I'll be down.
It's that time.
Do you drink coffee?
I do not. No.
What do you do to get up, dude?
Weed.
Weed.
Weed and water?
And
Sometimes
then
water.
when I get to work, I usually my caffeine comes in soda form. Sadly.
Soda pop.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't drink caffeine for a long time. I started working here. I was doing the midnight shifts, and the one
Need
kid,
it.
he don't work near.
Need it.
He who shall not be named got me drinking Pepsi again. Yeah.
Let's talk about
I
that
said-
for a second. I feel like I get into my smooth jazz voice when I start talking about soda pops or Little Debbie snacks or Doritos chips, you know? So you're going with Pepsi over Coke, my friend.
Pepsi over Coke?
You going Pepsi over Coke?
My soda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I buy it way more. Yeah.
Let's get down
No.
down the table. We going Pepsi or we going Coke?
Diet Coke all the way.
But then I'll go on a. I will go on a. I'll buy Coke for a while too. That sounded crazy. But
That's a clip all day.
yeah. But no, for real. I go. Sometimes I get in the mood for Coca-Cola. That sounds better.
There you go.
Coca-Cola, not Coke, you know.
Coca-Cola.
But yeah.
I like the Mexican Coke. What you guys know about the Mexican Coke?
It's
You know
fire.
about that?
I get the case by 32
The
from Costco, my friend.
The Mexican
I'm always
Coke,
packing Mexican.
But I'll
Cokes.
tell you what, I do not like the Mexican Sprite more. I like it with the fake sugar better.
So
over there.
yeah, Mexican Coke is with cane sugar, not with high fructose corn syrup, and they come in the glass bottles.
Yeah.
So it's
The
like,
Cokes are way better.
Yeah, that is what I'll drink over a Pepsi. You know, I do enjoy a Pepsi, like a can of Pepsi, like the pizzeria that I go to.
Cans hit the
They
best.
have cans of Pepsi. They don't have Coke, and I'll
Cans
fuck
are
with
the
a
best
can of
with Coke,
Pepsi
yeah.
with those slices, man.
So do you know that Pepsi's a New York brand?
I did not.
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
Their
They even
warehouse is in
have
Albany.
they even have a like special cans that are only made in New York with like it says New York on it. Like shout out Ben at Astor Club. I got into a real big debate with them because like there was like a Pepsi Coke debate for what sodas they should have in there, and I was telling them I was like, dude, like it's a New York company, gotta have Pepsi, and they were like, nah, and they looked it up. That's the outsider knew.
Wow.
They didn't like it.
I didn't
I was like, dude, I might not be from New York, but I know my Little Debbie snacks and I know my soda pops.
Wait.
Yeah, no, but Coke is from Georgia, right?
I think it's Atlanta originally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an Atlanta brand.
Yeah.
And so you're not from New York?
No, you didn't know that?
No, I had no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm from New
where are you
Haven,
from?
Connecticut.
You're from Connecticut?
Yeah. Pizza capital of the world.
Oh,
That's why I do the bacon, egg, and cheese review.
Oh, here we go.
Talk to me.
With the fucking pizza debate of New York versus New Haven.
I agree with him.
Being the capital. I know there's several people. who- But I don't know. It is. It's a debate. It's debatable.
Yeah.
You know. But
It's right. It's right
But New
there.
Haven. Listen, New Haven is definitely in the fucking fight, bro. Like they're definitely. They're in there. You think they're winning? You're saying it's the pizza capital. Like that's,
I will get you a frozen pizza from Zupardi's in West Haven, Connecticut.
You better
That's better.
You bring some of the motherfuckers up here next time.
I will. I'll put myself on blast right now. If I don't, I'm going to get killed. But yeah, dude, it will change your life. That frozen pizza. Frozen pizza. But that's why I love doing the bacon, egg, and cheese reviews up here so much. Because like everyone asks us when they go out there, they're like, what pizza spot should I go to? And they're like, Pepe's or Sally's. And I'm like, I'll give you 10 other spots.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm always like, I always just ask
You're a modern
everyone.
guy, right?
I am a modern guy.
Yeah.
I am a modern guy, but Zupardi's is the best cheese pizza. Modern, I'm going with toppings.
I've never tried Zupardi's yet.
Zupardi's is the best. Dude, I'm going to give you a frozen pizza from them. That's fucking crazy. You just got to cook it on 450, and I'm not giving you a time limit. I don't want you to leave the oven. I want you to watch it until it's just perfectly cooked for your liking.
For your liking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh man, I feel like I could do this all day, and I will keep going about
just talk about
just
New Haven
debating
pizza?
debating different snacks. But I know you guys got to work, so
Well, so yeah, you bring me some Zapardi's pizza and change my mind.
let's do a versus New Haven pizza versus New York, and then we'll do another pairing with other shit too.
Yeah, but
You know
what New York
The
pizza we gonna use?
The
I
pizza
don't know.
that I would have put in the fight was from Sleepy Hollow, and it is the best fucking cheese slice you'd ever get from Fleetwood Pizza. But they sold it to somebody else, and the guy who owned it moved, and the rest they wouldn't give him the recipe. It was. I can't even.
The Pizza Chronicles.
Yeah, I can't even get.
Nothing that's gonna fuck with. No, we got to go to the city if we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Not even DeFazio's?
No, but I will
no, not
get,
DeFazio. I don't even think DeFazio's the best in Albany.
Oh,
Nah,
who's the best in Albany?
What's the best pizza?
Well, it's actually Gilderland. I think Marissa's place is the best, and DeFazio's I would say is my third. 2 in the 518. Marino's Schenectady. That's my number 2, and then 3 would be DeFazio's for me. All fucking great pizza, but
Yeah.
I slightly like Marino's and Marissa's style more. It's more New York style, you know.
This is what we're gonna do then. I know what we gotta do. And this is the Zupardi's frozen pizza. We're gonna do. I bet you that their frozen pizza that I'll bring up here, and I'll bring a modern one that they do like half cooked. And we'll
What
put
is it? Is it
together.
like a pizza style? Like,
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It will go up against anything out here.
I'm a fucking pizza nerd. man.
Anything, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it. Get some pizzas, and we'll do like some pairings and some contest type shit, kind of like how we did on this one. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you won, but
No.
I'll eat all the food.
Well, here's it,
New Haven won already. I'm telling you.
dude. I love that. It makes me feel good. Especially, dude. It's all right, dude. We're sharing love across from Connecticut and New York. Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. On
Let's
that note, I gotta go work, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Pizza podcast coming soon. Peace.
Ooh, pizza podcast. Come on.
Yeah, that's the new hats.
No, I'm saying, is this what you're using? That's the blunt?
No, it's not. No, it's not the blunt. No.
Oh, I was like,
No, that'd be fucking awesome. That's the hats we made.
Say fucking
I smoke a
breakfast
Dutch in a minute.
It does inside.
That's fucking ass backwards.
I know, man. I know. Come on, man. Come on. We'll talk about it later in front of everyone. You know?
No, well, no.
Right
Well,
here,
no.
bro.
You know, dude.
I would've been. I would've told you.
I promise I won't put anything on that you won't tell me, but
No, you
it
should've
technically
told
is
me.
still recording and everything. So
Oh,
if I could put that on, tell me whatever I gotta do to let me put that out there because that was money.
Yeah, that was money. That was money.